Squirrel returns a lost ring to a child, and the reaction is priceless. In a bustling city where dreams often felt out of reach, a young girl named Mia discovered an unexpected friend in the most unlikely of places. Mia was a bright-eyed, imaginative 8-year-old with a wild mane of curly brown hair and a penchant for adventure. She lived in a small apartment with her mother, who worked long hours as a nurse, leaving Mia to navigate the world mostly on her own. While her mother was often busy, Mia found solace in her vibrant imagination, creating fantastical stories about brave heroes and magical creatures. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the small park near her home, Mia stumbled upon a peculiar sight. A tiny squirrel, with fur as soft as the clouds and eyes that sparkled with mischief, was perched on a low branch, nibbling on an acorn. Mia had always been fascinated by animals, and this little creature seemed to beckon her closer. She approached cautiously, her heart racing with excitement. "Hi there, little guy," she whispered, crouching down to get a better look. The squirrel paused, its tiny nose twitching as it regarded her with curiosity. Mia giggled, enchanted by the creature's boldness. "What's your name?" she asked, half expecting an answer. The squirrel, seemingly understanding her, chattered back, its voice a series of high-pitched squeaks. Mia laughed, feeling an instant connection. She named him Nutty, a fitting title for such a playful little friend. From that day on, Mia and Nutty became inseparable. Every afternoon after school, she would rush to the park, eager to share her day with him. They would play games, with Mia pretending to be a brave knight and Nutty her loyal steed, darting around the trees and leaping from branch to branch. But one day, as Mia was playing with Nutty, she noticed something was missing. Her grandmother's ring, a delicate silver band adorned with a small, sparkling gemstone, had slipped from her finger. It was a cherished heirloom, passed down through generations, and Mia felt a wave of panic wash over her. "Nutty, I lost my ring," she exclaimed, her voice trembling. The squirrel paused, sensing her distress, and scampered down the tree, his tiny paws moving with purpose. Mia searched frantically, her heart pounding as she retraced her steps. She looked under benches, in the grass, and even around the flower beds. But the ring was nowhere to be found. Tears welled in her eyes as she sank to the ground, feeling the weight of her loss. "What am I going to do?" she whispered, feeling utterly defeated. Nutty returned, his tiny body quivering with energy. He chattered excitedly, as if trying to comfort her. Mia wiped her tears and looked at him, her heart swelling with gratitude for his unwavering companionship. "You'll help me find it, won't you?" she asked, her voice hopeful. Nutty nodded, his eyes sparkling with determination. With renewed resolve, Mia and Nutty set off on a quest to find the lost ring. They searched every nook and cranny of the park, their bond growing stronger with each passing moment. As they ventured deeper into the park, Mia felt a sense of adventure bubbling within her. She realized that this journey was not just about finding the ring. It was about the friendship they had forged and the bravery they would need to face the challenges ahead. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the park, Mia and Nutty stumbled upon a hidden grove. The trees were taller here, their branches intertwining to create a natural canopy. The air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sound of rustling leaves created a soothing melody. Mia felt a sense of peace wash over her, but the thought of her lost ring lingered in her mind. "Maybe it's here," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. Nutty scampered ahead, his tiny nose twitching as he sniffed the ground. Mia followed closely, her heart racing with anticipation. They searched high and low, but still, there was no sign of the ring. Just as MIA was about to lose hope, Nutty suddenly froze, his ears perked up. He darted toward a nearby bush, his little body moving with purpose. Mia's heart leaped as she followed him, her breath catching in her throat. Could it be? Had Nutty found her ring? As they reached the bush, Mia's eyes widened in disbelief. There, nestled among the leaves, was a glimmer of silver. She knelt down, her heart pounding with excitement. "Nutty, you found it!" she exclaimed, her voice filled with joy. The squirrel chattered happily, dancing around her feet as she carefully picked up the ring. MIA held it up to the fading sunlight, the gemstone sparkling like a star. Tears of relief filled her eyes as she slipped the ring back onto her finger. "Thank you, Nutty. You're the best friend I could ever ask for," she said, her heart swelling with gratitude. In that moment, MIA realized that the bond they shared was something truly special. It was a friendship built on trust, bravery, and the magic of companionship. As they made their way back home, hand in paw, MIA knew that this adventure was just the beginning of many more to come. The next few days were filled with a newfound sense of joy for MIA. She wore her grandmother's ring proudly, a constant reminder of her adventure with Nutty and the bond they had forged. Each afternoon after school, she and Nutty would meet in the park, where they would embark on new adventures, exploring every corner of their little world. One day, as they played hide and seek among the trees, MIA noticed something unusual. A group of children from her school had gathered at the edge of the park, their laughter ringing out like music. But as she approached, she realized they were not just playing, they were teasing a small, scruffy dog that had wandered into their midst. The dog, with its matted fur and sad eyes, looked lost and frightened. Mia's heart sank. She had always been sensitive to the feelings of animals, and seeing the dog in distress stirred something deep within her. "Nutty, we have to help him," she exclaimed, her voice filled with determination. Nutty, sensing her urgency, nodded and scampered ahead, his tiny body brimming with courage. As they approached the group, MIA felt a mix of fear and bravery. She had never confronted her classmates before, especially not when they were being unkind. But the sight of the trembling dog gave her the strength she needed. "Hey, leave him alone!" she shouted, her voice ringing out clear and strong. The children turned to her, surprise etched on their faces. "What's it to you, MIA?" One of them sneered. "It's just a mutt." MIA took a deep breath, her heart racing. "He's not just a mutt. He's scared and alone. We should help him, not make fun of him." She stepped forward, her eyes locked on the dog, who looked up at her with a glimmer of hope. Nutty, sensing the tension, darted around the children, chattering loudly as if to distract them. The little squirrel's antics drew their attention, and for a moment, they forgot about the dog. MIA seized the opportunity. "Come on, little guy," she said softly, kneeling down to the dog's level. "It's okay, you're safe now." The dog hesitated, but something in Mia's voice seemed to reassure him. He took a tentative step forward, then another, until he was close enough for MIA to reach out and gently stroke his head. "See, you're not alone anymore," she whispered, her heart swelling with compassion. The other children watched, their expressions shifting from amusement to curiosity. "What are you going to do with him?" one of them asked, a hint of concern in her voice. "I'm going to take him home," MIA replied, her voice steady. "He needs a friend, just like Nutty." She glanced at Nutty, who was now perched on her shoulder, his tiny paws resting against her cheek. The children exchanged glances, and one by one, they began to back away. "Whatever," one of them muttered, and soon they dispersed. leaving MIA alone with the dog and Nutty. MIA felt a rush of relief wash over her. "We did it, Nutty," she exclaimed, her eyes shining with excitement. "We helped him." The dog wagged his tail, and MIA couldn't help but smile. "What should we name him?" she pondered aloud. Nutty chattered as if he had a suggestion, and MIA laughed. "How about Lucky? Because we found him just in time." The dog seemed to agree, barking softly as if he understood. With Lucky by her side, MIA felt a sense of purpose. She led the way home, Nutty perched on her shoulder and Lucky trotting happily beside her. As they walked, MIA couldn't help but think about how much her life had changed in such a short time. She had gone from a lonely girl with a vivid imagination to a brave protector of animals. And it felt incredible. When they arrived home, Mia's mother was surprised to see her daughter with a new companion. "MIA, where did you find this little guy?" she asked, kneeling down to examine Lucky. "I rescued him from some kids at the park," MIA explained, her voice filled with pride. "Can we keep him, Mom? Please?" Her mother looked at Lucky, who was wagging his tail and looking up at her with hopeful eyes. "Well, we can't just leave him out there," she said, her tone softening. "But we need to make sure he's healthy and has a place to stay." MIA nodded eagerly. "I'll take care of him, I promise. I'll feed him and walk him and play with him every day." Her mother smiled, clearly moved by Mia's enthusiasm. "All right, but we need to take him to the vet first to make sure he's okay. And we'll need to get some supplies." Mia's heart soared. "Thank you, Mom. You're the best." She hugged her mother tightly, feeling a wave of gratitude wash over her. The next day, they took Lucky to the vet, where he received a clean bill of health. MIA watched as the vet examined him, her heart swelling with love for her new friend. Lucky was a little scruffy, but he had a kind spirit. And MIA knew they were meant to be together. As the days turned into weeks, MIA, Nutty, and Lucky became an inseparable trio. They explored the park together, with Nutty leading the way, darting from tree to tree, while Lucky bounded happily beside MIA. The bond between them deepened, and MIA felt a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. One afternoon, while they were playing in the park, MIA noticed a commotion near the playground. A group of children had gathered, their voices rising in excitement. Curious, she led Nutty and Lucky over to see what was happening. As they approached, Mia's heart sank. A little boy was crying, his face streaked with tears. "I lost my toy," he wailed, pointing to a small red car that had rolled under the slide. MIA felt a familiar tug at her heartstrings. "We can help," she said, stepping forward. "Nutty, can you go get it?" Nutty chattered in agreement and scampered toward the slide. The children watched in awe as the little squirrel darted under the structure, his tiny body moving with agility. Moments later, he emerged, the red car clutched in his paws. The boy's eyes widened in surprise. "Wow! How did you do that?" he asked, his tears forgotten. MIA smiled, feeling a sense of pride. "Nutty is a superhero," she declared, and the other children cheered. As Nutty returned the toy to the boy, MIA felt a warmth spread through her heart. She realized that helping others was just as rewarding as the adventures she shared with her animal friends. It was a lesson she would carry with her for the rest of her life. But as the days passed, MIA began to notice something strange about Lucky. He would often stare off into the distance. His ears perked up as if he were listening for something. At first, she thought it was just his nature. But soon it became clear that he was searching for something, or someone. One evening, as they were playing in the park, Lucky suddenly bolted away, his nose to the ground, following an unseen scent. "Lucky, where are you going?" MIA called, her heart racing. Nutty followed closely, chattering anxiously. MIA chased after them, her breath coming in quick gasps. She had never seen Lucky act like this before. He darted through the trees, his focus unwavering, until he reached the edge of the park, where the trees thinned out and the street began. "Lucky, stop!" MIA shouted, but he didn't listen. He continued to run, and MIA felt a surge of panic. What if he got lost? What if he ran into traffic? Just as she was about to catch up to him, Lucky stopped abruptly, his body tense. MIA skidded to a halt, her heart pounding in her chest. She looked around, trying to understand what had captured his attention. Then she saw it. A small, scruffy dog, similar to Lucky, standing on the other side of the street. The dog looked lost and frightened, just like Lucky had been when MIA first found him. "Lucky!" MIA called, her voice filled with urgency. "Come back!" But Lucky was already moving, crossing the street with determination. Mia's heart raced as she watched him approach the other dog, his tail wagging in a friendly manner. "Please be okay," she whispered, her eyes wide with concern. As Lucky reached the other dog, he sniffed her curiously, and to Mia's relief, the two dogs began to play, their tails wagging in unison. MIA felt a wave of joy wash over her. "You found a friend," she exclaimed, rushing to join them. The other dog, a little female with big brown eyes and a playful spirit, seemed to respond to Lucky's energy. MIA knelt down, her heart swelling with happiness. "You're so cute. What's your name?" she asked, looking at the new dog. Nutty chattered excitedly, as if he were introducing himself too. The little female dog wagged her tail, and MIA couldn't help but laugh. "I think we should call you Bella," she declared, and the name seemed to fit perfectly. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the park, MIA felt a sense of fulfillment. She had not only rescued Lucky but had also helped him find a friend. The bond between the three of them, MIA, Nutty, and Lucky, had grown even stronger. And now Bella was a part of their little family. But as they made their way home, MIA couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Lucky's sudden behavior. Why had he been so drawn to Bella? What was their connection? That night, as MIA lay in bed, she thought about the day's events. She felt a sense of excitement and anticipation for what tomorrow would bring. Little did she know that their adventures were just beginning, and the bond between them would soon be tested in ways she could never have imagined. The following days were filled with laughter and joy as MIA, Nutty, Lucky, and Bella formed an inseparable pack. They spent every afternoon exploring the park, playing games, and enjoying the simple pleasures of life. However, as the days turned into weeks, MIA began to notice a change in Lucky. He would often stare off into the distance, his ears perked up, as if he were waiting for something, or someone. One crisp autumn afternoon, as the leaves turned shades of gold and crimson, MIA and her furry friends were playing a game of fetch. Nutty darted around, chasing after fallen leaves, while Bella and Lucky raced after the ball MIA threw. The park was alive with the sounds of laughter and the rustling of leaves. But MIA couldn't shake the feeling that something was about to change. Suddenly, Lucky stopped mid-run, his body tense and alert. He turned his head toward the edge of the park. His ears perked up as if he had heard something. Mia's heart raced. "Lucky, what is it?" she called, but he didn't respond. Instead, he took off toward the trees, Bella following closely behind. "Nutty, come on!" MIA shouted, her heart pounding as she chased after them. She pushed through the underbrush, her breath coming in quick gasps. "Lucky, wait!" As she reached the edge of the park, she saw Lucky and Bella standing at the base of a large oak tree. their bodies rigid with anticipation. MIA approached cautiously, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and fear. "What's going on?" she asked, looking around. Then she saw it. A small, scruffy dog, similar to Lucky, standing at the foot of the tree. The dog looked lost and frightened, just like Lucky had been when MIA first found him. "Lucky!" MIA called, her voice filled with urgency. "Come back!" But Lucky was already moving, crossing the street with determination. Mia's heart raced as she watched him approach the other dog, his tail wagging in a friendly manner. "Please be okay," she whispered, her eyes wide with concern. As Lucky reached the other dog, he sniffed her curiously, and to Mia's relief, the two dogs began to play, their tails wagging in unison. MIA felt a wave of joy wash over her. "You found a friend," she exclaimed, rushing to join them. The other dog, a little female with big brown eyes and a playful spirit, seemed to respond to Lucky's energy. MIA knelt down, her heart swelling with happiness. "You're so cute. What's your name?" she asked, looking at the new dog. Nutty chattered excitedly, as if he were introducing himself too. The little female dog wagged her tail, and MIA couldn't help but laugh. "I think we should call you Bella," she declared, and the name seemed to fit perfectly. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the park, MIA felt a sense of fulfillment. She had not only rescued Lucky but had also helped him find a friend. The bond between the three of them, MIA, Nutty, and Lucky, had grown even stronger. And now Bella was a part of their little family. But as they made their way home, MIA couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to Lucky's sudden behavior. Why had he been so drawn to Bella? What was their connection? That night, as MIA lay in bed, she thought about the day's events. She felt a sense of excitement and anticipation for what tomorrow would bring. Little did she know that their adventures were just beginning, and the bond between them would soon be tested in ways she could never have imagined. The next day, MIA woke up to a crisp morning, the air filled with the scent of fallen leaves and the promise of adventure. She quickly dressed and rushed to the park, eager to see Lucky and Bella. As she arrived, she noticed that Lucky was already waiting for her, his tail wagging furiously. Bella was by his side, her eyes bright with excitement. "Good morning, my furry friends," MIA exclaimed, kneeling down to give them both a scratch behind the ears. Nutty appeared from behind a tree, chattering happily as he joined the group. As they played, MIA couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Lucky seemed restless, darting around and sniffing the ground as if searching for something. Bella mirrored his behavior, her playful demeanor replaced with a sense of urgency. "Okay, what's going on?" MIA asked, her brow furrowing in concern. "You two are acting strange today." Just then, a loud bark echoed through the park, causing MIA to jump. She turned to see a large, imposing dog standing at the entrance, its fur dark and matted, its eyes fixed on Lucky and Bella. The newcomer growled lowly, and MIA felt a chill run down her spine. "Lucky, Bella, come here," she called, her voice trembling slightly. But Lucky stood his ground, his body tense as he faced the larger dog. Bella growled softly, positioning herself protectively beside him. Mia's heart raced as she watched the scene unfold. "What are you doing?" she whispered, fear gripping her. She had never seen Lucky act this way before. The large dog advanced slowly, its growl deepening. "Stay back," MIA shouted, stepping forward instinctively. "You don't want to hurt them." But Lucky didn't back down. Instead, he barked defiantly, his small frame standing tall against the larger dog. Bella joined him, her growls rising in pitch. MIA felt a surge of pride for her brave companions, but fear gnawed at her insides. "Lucky, Please, she pleaded, her voice breaking. Come back to me. In that moment, the larger dog lunged forward, and Mia's heart stopped. No, she screamed, but before she could react, Lucky darted in front of Bella, barking fiercely. The two dogs collided, and Mia felt a wave of panic wash over her. Stop it, please, she cried, her voice filled with desperation. But Lucky and Bella were determined to protect each other. They circled the larger dog, barking and growling, their small bodies moving with surprising agility. Mia watched in awe as they worked together, their bond evident in every movement. Suddenly, Nutty leaped into action, darting toward the larger dog. Nutty, no! Mia shouted, but the little squirrel was undeterred. He chattered loudly, distracting the larger dog just long enough for Lucky and Bella to regroup. Now! Mia shouted, her heart racing. Get him, Lucky! Get him, Bella! With renewed determination, Lucky and Bella charged at the larger dog, their barks echoing through the park. The larger dog hesitated, taken aback by their fierce loyalty and bravery. It growled again, but this time, it seemed less certain. Back off! Mia yelled, her voice steady despite the fear coursing through her. You're not welcome here. The larger dog paused, its growl fading as it took a step back. Lucky and Bella stood their ground, their bodies tense but ready. Mia felt a surge of hope. You can do this, she encouraged them, her heart swelling with pride. With one final bark, Lucky lunged forward, and Bella followed suit. The larger dog turned and bolted, disappearing into the trees. Mia let out a breath she didn't realize she had been holding, her heart racing with adrenaline. You did it, she exclaimed, rushing to Lucky and Bella, who were panting heavily but standing tall. You were amazing! Nutty chattered excitedly, dancing around them in celebration. Mia knelt down, wrapping her arms around Lucky and Bella, tears of relief streaming down her cheeks. I was so scared, she admitted, her voice trembling. But you two were so brave. Lucky licked her face, and Bella wagged her tail, their spirits undeterred by the confrontation. In that moment, Mia realized the true depth of their bond. They were not just pets, they were her protectors, her friends, and her family. As they made their way back home, Mia felt a sense of pride and gratitude. She had faced her fears, and together with her furry companions, they had triumphed over adversity. But deep down, she knew that their journey was far from over. There were still challenges ahead, and she was ready to face them, together. The sun dipped low in the sky as Mia, Lucky, Bella, and Nutty made their way home. The air filled with the crisp scent of autumn leaves. The adrenaline from the confrontation with the larger dog still coursed through Mia's veins. But as they walked, a sense of calm began to settle over her. She felt grateful for her brave companions, who had stood by her side and protected each other. When they arrived home, Mia's mother was waiting for her in the kitchen, the warm aroma of freshly baked cookies wafting through the air. Mia, you're back just in time for a treat, she called, her voice cheerful. Mia rushed into the kitchen, her heart still racing from the earlier excitement. Mom, you won't believe what happened, she exclaimed, her eyes wide with enthusiasm. Lucky and Bella were so brave. There was this big dog, and they stood up to him. Her mother raised an eyebrow, concern flickering across her face. A big dog? Are you okay? Mia nodded vigorously, her excitement bubbling over. We're all fine. Lucky and Bella protected each other, and Nutty distracted the big dog. It was amazing. Her mother smiled, clearly relieved. I'm glad you're all safe, but you need to be careful. Mia, not all dogs are friendly. I know, Mom, Mia replied, her voice earnest. But Lucky and Bella are my friends, and we can face anything together. As they enjoyed the cookies, Mia shared every detail of their adventure. Her mother listening intently. The warmth of the kitchen and the sweetness of the cookies made Mia feel safe and loved. She knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she had her family and her furry friends by her side. That evening, as Mia prepared for bed, she reflected on the day's events. She felt a sense of pride in her bravery and the bond she shared with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty. They had faced a challenge together, and it had only strengthened their friendship. As she lay in bed, Lucky curled up at her feet and Bella nestled beside her. Mia felt a wave of contentment wash over her. She closed her eyes, drifting off to sleep with a smile on her face, dreaming of new adventures. The next morning, Mia woke to the sound of birds chirping outside her window. The sun streamed through the curtains, casting a warm glow in her room. She stretched and sat up, glancing down at her furry companions. Lucky wagged his tail, and Bella yawned, her eyes bright with morning energy. "Good morning, you two," Mia said cheerfully, hopping out of bed. "Let's go to the park." After breakfast, Mia grabbed her backpack, filled with treats for Nutty and a ball for Lucky and Bella. They set off for the park, the excitement bubbling within her. As they arrived, the familiar sights and sounds welcomed them. Children played on the swings, and the laughter of families filled the air. Mia felt a sense of belonging wash over her. She was no longer just a lonely girl, she was part of a community, surrounded by friends, both human and animal. As they explored the park, Mia noticed a group of children gathered near the playground, their voices rising in excitement. Curious, she led Lucky, Bella, and Nutty over to see what was happening. As they approached, she saw that the children were gathered around a small, colorful kite that had become tangled in a tree. The kite fluttered helplessly in the breeze, and the children looked frustrated. "Can we help?" Mia asked, stepping forward. The children turned to her, their faces lighting up. "Yes, we can't reach it," one of them exclaimed. Mia glanced at Lucky and Bella, who were both eager to assist. "Nutty, can you climb up and get it?" she asked, her heart racing with excitement. Nutty chattered in agreement and scampered up the tree, his tiny body moving with agility. The children watched in awe as he reached the kite, tugging at the string with his little paws. "Go, Nutty!" Mia cheered, her heart swelling with pride. With a final tug, Nutty freed the kite, and it floated down gently to the ground. The children erupted in cheers, and Mia felt a rush of happiness. "You did it, Nutty!" she exclaimed, scooping him up in her arms. The children gathered around, their faces filled with admiration. "That was so cool. Can we play with you?" one of them asked. Mia smiled, her heart warming at the thought of making new friends. "Of course! We can all play together." As they played games and flew the kite, Mia felt a sense of joy and belonging. She realized that her bravery had not only helped her furry friends but had also opened the door to new friendships. The bond between her, Lucky, Bella, and Nutty had created a ripple effect, bringing joy to others. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the park, Mia felt a sense of fulfillment. She had faced her fears, helped others, and built a community around her. The adventures she had shared with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty had transformed her life in ways she had never imagined. But as they made their way home, Mia couldn't shake the feeling that there was still something more to discover. Lucky had been acting strangely, and she sensed that he was still searching for something. That night, as she lay in bed, she turned to Lucky and Bella, who were curled up beside her. "What are you looking for, Lucky?" she whispered, her heart filled with curiosity. "I promise I'll help you find it." As she drifted off to sleep, MIA dreamed of new adventures, of exploring the unknown and uncovering the mysteries that lay ahead. She knew that with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty by her side, there was nothing they couldn't face together. The next day, MIA decided to take Lucky and Bella on a special adventure. She wanted to explore the woods at the edge of the park, a place she had always been curious about but had never ventured into. "Let's see what we can find," she said, her eyes sparkling with excitement. As they entered the woods, the atmosphere changed. The trees towered above them, their leaves whispering secrets in the gentle breeze. Sunlight filtered through the branches, creating a magical glow. MIA felt a sense of wonder as she led her furry friends deeper into the forest. They wandered along a narrow path, the sounds of the park fading behind them. Lucky and Bella sniffed the ground, their tails wagging with excitement. Nutty darted from branch to branch, chattering happily as he explored. After a while, they stumbled upon a small clearing filled with wildflowers. The vibrant colors and sweet scents enveloped them, and MIA couldn't help but smile. "This is beautiful," she exclaimed, kneeling down to admire the flowers. But as she looked closer, she noticed something glimmering among the petals. Curiosity piqued, she reached out and picked it up. It was a small, silver locket, intricately designed and covered in dirt. "What is this?" she wondered aloud, turning it over in her hands. Lucky and Bella approached, their noses twitching as they sniffed the locket. MIA opened it carefully, revealing a tiny picture inside, a photograph of a little girl with a big smile, holding a small dog. Her heart skipped a beat. "Could this belong to someone?" she asked, her voice filled with concern. Nutty chattered, as if urging her to find out more. MIA felt a sense of purpose wash over her. "We have to return this to its owner," she declared, determination shining in her eyes. As they made their way back through the woods, MIA thought about how she could find the owner of the locket. "Maybe someone in the park has seen this girl," she mused. "We can ask around." When they reached the park, MIA approached a group of parents watching their children play. "Excuse me," she said, her voice steady. "I found this locket in the woods. Does anyone recognize it?" The parents exchanged glances, and one of them stepped forward. "That looks familiar. My daughter lost a locket a few weeks ago." She was heartbroken. Mia's heart raced with excitement. "Do you know her name?" "Yes, her name is Lily," the mother replied, her eyes lighting up. "She's over there, playing on the swings." MIA turned to see a little girl with curly hair swinging high, her laughter ringing out like music. "Lily," MIA called, waving her hand. Lily looked over, her eyes widening in surprise. "Who are you?" she asked, jumping off the swing and running toward MIA. "I found this locket in the woods," MIA said, holding it out. "Is it yours?" Lily's eyes sparkled with hope as she took the locket in her hands. "Yes. I thought I lost it forever," she exclaimed, her voice filled with joy. MIA smiled, feeling a warmth spread through her heart. "I'm so glad I could return it to you." Lily opened the locket, her face lighting up as she saw the picture inside. "Thank you so much. You're my hero." MIA felt a rush of happiness at Lily's words. "You're welcome. I'm just glad you have it back." As they chatted, MIA felt a sense of connection with Lily. They shared stories about their pets, and MIA introduced her to Lucky, Bella, and Nutty. The four of them quickly became friends, and MIA realized that her adventure had not only helped Lucky find his friend but had also led her to new friendships. As the sun began to set, casting a warm glow over the park, MIA felt a sense of fulfillment. She had faced her fears, helped others, and built a community around her. The adventures she had shared with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty had transformed her life in ways she had never imagined. But as they made their way home, Mia couldn't shake the feeling that there was still something more to discover. Lucky had been acting strangely, and she sensed that he was still searching for something. That night, as she lay in bed, she turned to Lucky and Bella, who were curled up beside her. "What are you looking for?" "Lucky," she whispered, her heart filled with curiosity. "I promise I'll help you find it." As she drifted off to sleep, Mia dreamed of new adventures, of exploring the unknown and uncovering the mysteries that lay ahead. She knew that with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty by her side, there was nothing they couldn't face together. The following days were filled with laughter and new adventures as Mia, Lucky, Bella, and Nutty continued to explore their world together. The bond they shared had grown stronger, and Mia felt a sense of belonging she had never experienced before. Each day brought new challenges and opportunities to help others, and Mia embraced them all with open arms. One sunny afternoon, as they played in the park, Mia noticed a familiar face in the distance. It was Lily, the girl she had returned the locket to. She was playing with her friends, but as soon as she spotted Mia, she ran over, her face beaming with excitement. "Mia, can you come play with us?" Lily asked, her eyes sparkling with joy. "Of course," Mia replied, her heart swelling with happiness. She loved the idea of making new friends and sharing her adventures with them. As they joined Lily's group, Mia felt a sense of warmth and camaraderie. The children welcomed Lucky and Bella with open arms, and Nutty darted around, entertaining everyone with his playful antics. They played games, shared stories, and laughed until their sides hurt. In that moment, Mia realized how much her life had changed since she had found Lucky. She had gone from feeling lonely and unsure to being surrounded by friends and love. The adventures they had shared had not only strengthened her bond with her furry companions but had also opened the door to new friendships and experiences. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the park, Mia gathered her friends for a moment of reflection. "You know," she said, looking at Lucky, Bella, and Nutty, "I think we've been on some amazing adventures together, and I'm so grateful for each of you." Lucky wagged his tail, and Bella nuzzled against Mia's side. Nutty chattered in agreement, his tiny paws resting on Mia's shoulder. Lily smiled, joining the circle. "I'm glad you found Lucky. He's the best dog ever." Mia beamed with pride. "He really is. And Bella is just as brave." As they shared stories of their adventures, Mia felt a sense of fulfillment wash over her. She had learned the importance of bravery, compassion, and friendship. Each challenge they faced had brought them closer together, and she knew that their bond was something truly special. That night, as Mia lay in bed, she reflected on everything that had happened. She thought about the lost ring, the rescue of Lucky, and the friendships she had formed. She felt a sense of gratitude for the journey she had taken and the lessons she had learned along the way. "Lucky, Bella, Nutty," she whispered, looking at her furry friends curled up beside her. "Thank you for being my family. I can't wait for all the adventures we'll have in the future." As she drifted off to sleep, Mia dreamed of new horizons, of exploring the unknown, and of the extraordinary bonds that existed between humans and animals. She knew that with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty by her side, there was nothing they couldn't face together. In the days that followed, Mia and her friends continued to explore the park, helping others and spreading joy wherever they went. They became known as the park's little heroes, always ready to lend a helping hand or a furry paw. Mia's heart swelled with pride as she realized that their adventures had not only changed her life, but had also touched the lives of those around them. The bond between humans and animals was a powerful force, one that could inspire bravery, compassion, and love. As the seasons changed and the world around them transformed, Mia knew that their adventures were far from over. With each new day, she looked forward to the challenges and joys that awaited them, ready to embrace whatever came their way. And so, in a bustling city where dreams often felt out of reach, a young girl named Mia discovered the extraordinary power of friendship, bravery, and the unbreakable bond between humans and animals. Together with Lucky, Bella, and Nutty, she embarked on a journey filled with love, laughter, and endless adventures, knowing that the best was yet to come. Thanks for joining us on this journey with our furry champions. If you enjoyed this heartwarming story, don't forget to subscribe to Furry Champions. Hit that like button and share with friends to spread the love for our furry friends. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, celebrate the amazing bond between humans and animals. See you in the next video.